Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Leaving my little compound there to go to the river to see salmon spawning and find a place so I can do stuff. And the river is that way about, I would say about 300 meters. So it's about 1,000 feet or so. And don't worry, this is all my place here. And I got my CC iPad here to discuss some topics with you. And the topic I'm going to discuss today is, are Ukraine and Hungary heading towards war? I have here 3 articles where it might be that they are really gonna get at it, or at least the articles I have here, the pieces of information I have, indicate that the Hungarians mean business. After all, they're backed by the same boss as America is backed, which is you know who. All right, so what do we have here? Well, first, the location, my favorite place. I have my backpack here. I have my underwear on right there with my obviously Colt there, and I have my beautiful, there you go, straight, boom, 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 my beautiful knife and my iPad, so I don't lose it, because I lost it already twice here, being such a baboon. But you know, I get carried away. I'm actually walking a deer path, if you can tell. There's where's the deer path. A lot of deer here. So I lost it twice here because I set it down and then I forgot. So now I've got the backpack and I'm thinking I'm gonna place this after I'm done. That's the same thing with the guys. You know what? I should not forget to do that thing. Therefore, I'm gonna place a little note on my whatever computer. But you forget about the note, therefore you're gonna forget about what you were supposed to do. The same, I can have the backpack. If I leave this somewhere, that's it. In the backpack, I also have some binoculars, and then I have some water shoes, because I'm gonna walk through this water and I don't know what I find underneath there. I don't want to have a snapping turtle get one of my toes or something. Okay, so what are we doing here? All right, so let's start with the first article. And the first article is very interesting. I mean, they're all interesting, otherwise I would not have picked this for you, my friends. All right, let me put this back to see my googly eyes. This comes from the New Voice of Ukraine. Ukraine bans entry for 3 senior Hungarian military officials. This is right here from the New Voice of Ukraine. Let's see, all right, something like that, if you don't see the glare. And it says, Ukraine has imposed an entry ban on 3 senior Hungarian military officials. Foreign Minister says, why? Because the other guys did the same thing. So he clarified that the step was taken in response to Hungary's decision to ban several Ukrainian military officials from entering its territory. Well, you guys are at war, and we don't know what kind of garbage comes into our beautiful NATO member state and European Union country, Hungary, which we can call it Magyarország. Okay, that's the definition. That's that name, official name of how the Hungarians call their country, like we call Romania instead of Romania. The same with these guys, or Rumunia, or whatever they call it. So that's the first one. He says, Hungary's every act of disrespect will be met with adequate response, especially disrespect for our military. You know who else was talking about disrespect? Deutschland, Deutschland, über niemals in der Welt. Yeah, exactly. Remember when they were disrespected? So yeah, how about Rome is disrespected? How about Sparta is disrespected? How about Athens? Oh my God, this is a French poop right here. What is this poop right here from? Can't show you. All right, it's right there. Clippy clippy. That's all right. That's I heard last night the coyotes here. I know there's black bear here. They said, all right, poop here again. They said there's pumas, mountain lion. I don't know if that's true. There are wolves. They've been heard, not seen. Only coyotes are roaming around. I don't like these ferns at all, but they're good for fire. How about that? So the river is over there somewhere. So they got disrespected. Okay, let's go to the next article, which comes from, and this is even worse than the first article. This comes from Ukrainska Pravda, and this is from the 26th of September, today. Reconnaissance drones, plural, entered Ukrainian airspace from Magyarország, from Hungary. So they entered the space. That's a violation, isn't it? These guys said that they should shut down the Russian whatever drones they have. What about the Hungarian? That's an act of war, man. Right here, I'm going to show you. This is the title, if I can do it. This is the title right there. So, reconnaissance drones. These guys are really at war. And let's read what's going on here. Ukrainian president, because he's Ukrainian, as you know, Volodymyr Zelensky has requested an investigation into reports that drones, possibly from Hungary, entered Ukrainian airspace following a briefing from Alexander Syrsky, the Russian Alexander Syrsky, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The Commander-in-Chief reported on a recent drone incidents along the Ukrainian-Hungarian border. Along the Ukrainian-Hungarian border, Ukrainian forces recorded violations, plural, of our airspace by reconnaissance drones, which are likely Hungarian. What are they going to do? Are they going to attack NATO? Well, it depends what the vows are saying. The commander-in-chief reported paka. So, what are they going to do? Let's go around here. Here is blocked right there, so I don't want to go through that. I'm going to choose the easy path, right? There's a lot of little, when I'm sweating and I'm touching these pines, are cutting my sensitive skin, my noble skin. I'm not really white, if you know what I mean, so I can't be noble. Therefore, I should wear an umbrella so I keep my skin whiter. Ask the Chinese about that and the Japanese. And the Africans the same way. Look at their community and see how they refer to people who are a little bit darker complexion. Peasants, inferior. Anyway, so I'm definitely a peasant or whatever. My back is wet. If you know what I mean. No, I'm not Mexican. All right, let's go here. Bulgaria. This is how the Hungarians are preparing the war against Ukraine. Remember, Ukrainians struck the this is a deer tracks here. The Ukrainians struck the Druzhba pipeline coming from Russia into Ukraine, and the other one goes into Belarus. It splits, but they struck it in Russia, and that's where the Hungarians get their resources from, Druzhba pipeline. So the Hungarians said this is a national threat, national emergency if you strike our Druzhba pipelines. Nevertheless, Zelensky said, fuck off, I don't care, man. I got my orders, you got your orders. Meet you in the battlefield with the Ukrainian nation fighting for me and for my interest. So what happened? The Hungarian says, okay, let's talk with our friends from Bulgaria. Remember, Trump told the Hungarians, you should stop buying oil and gas from Russia because I said so. When this guy said, well, we won't do that, that is it's against our national interest to do that. So Bulgaria pledges to continue Russian gas transit, Hungary claims. So first, sorry, my friends from Bulgaria, I don't think you are reliable when it's about that. You do what the boss says, which is the US. And the US has its own boss, so you do what you're told. The current Bulgarian government has confirmed that Hungary can count on Bulgaria as a reliable partner. Let me tell you how I think it's going to be. Let's keep going here. He said, Siarto, reminding that previous attempts by Sofia to impose special duties on Russian gas transit has been blocked, reinforcing the current country's continued cooperation with Budapest. The claim followed Bulgaria Prime Minister Paka Rosen. Oh my God, we're fucked. I didn't know You can make shit up. You got Zelensky Stein, you got Rosen. All right. Rosen Zelensky. Zelensky's announcement to U.S. media on September 24 during a visit to the United States General Assembly that Sofia intends to terminate gas transit contracts in 2026. They received the order. So remember, Rosen Zelensky. Go and check him out and see if he's a Stein. But he seems like he acts like orders. Oh man, I'm sweating like a pig. So, and now he says that the claims from Bulgarian Prime Minister, okay, Rosen. We discussed Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. We agreed on the need to cut Russia's revenues from fossil fuels, and fast, she wrote. All right, my friends. But these guys say that no. We will be reliable. You know how long these guys will be reliable? I tell you how long these guys will be reliable. They will be reliable until they're told something. You see, right now is the moment I'm usually losing the iPad. I put it underneath my armpit right there, and then I drop it, or I put it, or I sit it on a little trunk over there, and say, let me sit it here while I'm scratching my balls. Clip over there, scratch my ball, and keep moving. That's me, man. Anyway. Well, I gotta tell you that every time it happened, I had some wine in the system. So anyway, so what do you think is gonna happen? Oh, here's where the river is. I'm gonna make another video while I'm getting at the river with a different subject after this. So, what do you think, my friends? First, Bulgaria is not a reliable partner, because Bulgaria is, as Romania, as Poland, as many other countries, owned by the same guys that own Ukraine and own the United States of America. Look, some fresh poo-poo from this deer poo-poo right here. You see it over there? Right over there. That is fresh pupulupu, kupumuku, fukuluku. All right, good. Because here is a little trail, and I saw a buck, how do you call it, scrape, somewhere on this little, it was a tree, but it was not a, oh, right here. Let me show you. Right here. I've been here yesterday. You see that? This is a rub, not a rub. This is the root coming. It broke over there. So this is where the buck comes and whoosh, 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 because the women are going this way and he goes this way. And he's gonna say, hey, baby doll, if you are on heat, I'm right here providing you with some loving. And it's another one over there. But anyway, so I'm going to the river right there. So I think that on this thing right here, I didn't put it here, I bought it like that. So I'm gonna climb on it. Whoopee doobie. How do you like me now? All mine. There you go. As far as you can see, right? This is America. I work hard for this. Is what's his name? Remember Tony Montana from Scarface, when he sits in his bathtub, big bathtub, and says, I work hard for this. It's mine. I did this. I work hard for this. The same, my friends. I work hard for this. But it's okay. I didn't want but opportunity to work hard. Like a slave, I impose slavery on myself to achieve things. That's how you do it, not handouts and garbage. All right, my friends, actually, let's go that way and start from the other side. Should I jump with you here? I know there are some nails over there ready for me. I'm like a gazella. All right, so these guys are just unreliable partners because they're owned, my friend. And if they're owned, the order they're going to receive, they immediately going to change. You know what they're going to say? I changed my mind. What are they going to do about it? Hungary, on the other hand, is playing a very nice game, dangerous game. And I gave you a hint on a video I made yesterday why Hungary, still have it, why Hungary is not, why Hungary is untouchable. And the reason, one of the reasons I think I identify was because, remember, Netanyahu came and visited Hungary, even though Hungary was and was at that time a signatory of the Rome Statute, ICC Court, International Criminal Court. They were a member. They violated the Hungarians. They violated the ICC Court just to get Netanyahu. So that tells you. And then they also voted together with the US and other baboons in order to. They were not backing a ceasefire in Palestine. So that tells you a lot. Go and check my video if you want. And if you don't, remember what I have here on my right hip. Not my balls, no. They're hanging, they're dragging, they're coming over. They need some time to roll. Glick, 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 or more like clink, 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 clink. All right, my friends, here it is. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We'll make another video. I'm gonna get to the river, and I'm gonna make another video probably from there with another subject. And Russia, China, Russia, Iran, and how do you call it? They claim the Ukrainians claim they downed how's my knife, huh? That's my beautiful knife right here. How the Ukrainians claim they downed another S-400. Why? Because the day before the Russians claimed they destroyed a Patriot system. So these guys are lying all the way. Both are lying. See you later. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you later.